Hi, today is Thursday, July 16th, and I am really excited because I got my new Fall/Winter 2020 catalogs and transition testers in the mail today, and I'm really excited to share my impressions of the new release fragrances. And I have to say that this catalog is so beautiful. There are some really gorgeous warmers that will be available starting August 1st, and I have to show you one that I'm excited for. I think this little element warmer is so cute. So lots to be excited for coming up in the next month, but I am excited to share the new release fragrances. There are 10, and I am just gonna go ahead and dive in, and I will just go in alphabetical order. So the first up is Almond Croissant, and Scentsy says a fresh baked croissant is made even more heavenly with cinnamon sugar and an infusion of almond. And this sounds like it's just gonna be a perfect bakery scent, and that's exactly what it is. I really like this one. It is kind of a light pastry note with a sweet cinnamon sugar, and to me it actually smells like a mix of butter pecan and churro. So you do get that kind of cinnamon sugar pastry note from churro with a little bit of the richness of butter pecan, and I actually really do like Almond Croissant. Next up is Apple and Oats, and Scentsy says rich buttery oats, caramelized apple, and warm hints of cinnamon beckon straight from a farmhouse kitchen. So another bakery scent. And this one is a little bit deeper, a little bit richer than the Almond Croissant, and I think it probably is that caramelized apple that is making this one a little bit richer. And I definitely pick up a warm, spicy cinnamon with this one. This smells a little bit like apple and cinnamon sticks, with just the bakery note bumped up a little bit. Yeah, so it definitely smells kind of like a more bakery version of apple and cinnamon sticks, and that one smells really nice. The next one is Around the Campfire, and I was really intrigued by this one. Scentsy says, make some memories in the mountain air as notes of fresh fallen wood and smoky embers help set the scene. So the smoky note kind of scares me a little bit, and this one definitely does have a sharp kind of wood smoke note. So you definitely kind of get hit in the face with that smoky note first, but it is over kind of a fresh sweet scent. And I'm not sure which note is making it smell sweet, but it is kind of a sweet, true wood smoke note. Pretty sharp, not quite as potent as Chillin' and Grillin' or Gone Camping, but it is really smoky. So I don't think that is one that I would warm in my house. The next one is Autumn Road Trip, and Scentsy says take a tour through crisp harvest apple, just picked Anjou pear, and a forest of towering silver oak. And this one is really nice. This is a kind of fresh, fruity fall scent, so I definitely pick up on that apple note. But I think it's the silver oak that is giving it this kind of hint of a really fresh, kind of masculine note. And I actually really like this one. So it's just kind of a fresh, almost masculine, apple fall potpourri type scent. And so I actually really do like Autumn Road Trip. And then next is Best in Snow. And Scentsy says frosted evergreen, cool mint, and a breath of pure icy air pose together in a prize-winning winter snapshot. And I usually really do enjoy the minty type notes. And this one is really, really pleasant. I am picking up that kind of cool mint note with just a tiny hint of kind of a frosted woodsy note, but it is mostly that cool mint. It's a little sweet, but I actually really like that one. That is nice and pleasant. The next one is Breakfast in Bed, and it's a really pretty kind of magenta color. And Scentsy says, wake up to a warm pumpkin pastry filled with black raspberry and topped by a sweet cinnamon drizzle. And I definitely can pick up that pumpkin pastry note. This smells a lot like pumpkin roll or pumpkin cinnamon swirl. That just kind of rich pastry with a really nice warm cinnamon, but it really does remind me of those two pumpkin scents. And just a little tiny burst of kind of a fruity note that is that raspberry. And I think that's what differentiates this one from the pumpkin roll and pumpkin cinnamon swirl, is there is just that tiny hint of kind of a sweet raspberry. So I actually really like that one. It really reminds me of kind of slightly more fruity pumpkin roll. So I'm gonna enjoy that one. Next up is Cloudberry Dreams, and this is a really pretty kind of purpley pink wax. And Scentsy says, sweet raspberry and a whisper of rose soar through billowy bursts of peach and vanilla. And this one, when I first smell it, I do get this kind of bright peach note with a little sweetness from the vanilla, a little tartness from that raspberry. But I am actually getting a lot of the rose when I warm it up a little bit and kind of take a little bit deeper breath. So to me, the Cloudberry Dreams actually smells kind of like a mix of kind of a bright peach and then that rose. And together they just kind of make this kind of light perfumey type scent. I think it's the combination of rose and peach that is making it smell a little sour, and it's probably the raspberry that makes it smell a little tart. But that one's okay. It actually reminds me, I think, of a lotion that I used to have a really long time ago. So it definitely is that kind of body care, perfume type fragrance. But yeah, interesting, kind of a peach rose mix there. And then next is Dancing Sugar Plum. So this is a dark purple wax. And Scentsy says, rich spiced plum falls right in step with visions of vanilla and sweet cinnamon apple. And just smelling it on cold, it is really light. Warming it up, I am getting a little bit more of kind of that sweet fruity plum, but it is still quite light. I am picking up a little bit of kind of a spiced cinnamon note, and I think it's the apple and plum together that's making that fruity note as well. But it is really light. There's something about this one that reminds me of Jack's Obsession, but definitely lighter and maybe a little bit sweeter because it does have that vanilla in it. But yeah, I'll have to see how this one warms up because it is quite light. Next is Just For You, F-I-R, and Scentsy says, wild blackberry offers its one-of-a-kind sweetness to a forest of fir balsam and pine needles. And this one definitely does have kind of a Christmas tree note. But when I warm it up, I am getting a really kind of herbal brightness. It actually smells a little bit like eucalyptus. So kind of a bright herbal evergreen with just a hint of eucalyptus, but it actually smells really, really fresh. And I'm not getting much of a blackberry note at all. It doesn't smell sweet or fruity to me. It really just smells kind of like a bright, fresh evergreen. So really refreshing. That's Just For You. And then finally, the last new release is Slate All Day. And Scentsy says snow-kissed mint and juniper keep their cool as they dash through the crisp mountain air. And I want to smell Slate All Day and Best in Snow next to each other because their scent descriptions sound really, really similar. And with the Slate All Day, I am getting kind of a minty note, but I do pick up a little bit of kind of a woodsy freshness, and it must be coming from that juniper. But I'm going to smell Slate All Day and Best in Snow next to each other. So I think Best in Snow is a little brighter, a little sweeter, where Slate All Day actually does have a little bit more of kind of a woodsy vibe. They are pretty similar, and I think that I prefer Slate All Day. Yeah, but they are quite similar. Yeah, so Best in Snow a little sweeter, Slate All Day maybe a little bit more fresh and woodsy. So those are all 10 of the new releases. And I think that my favorites, I really like Autumn Road Trip. I think that's just a really kind of bright, fresh, fruity kind of fall potpourri kind of scent. So I really liked that one. And I really liked Breakfast in Bed. This definitely gives me kind of pumpkin roll vibes. So I really like that one. I thought Almond Croissant was a really pleasant bakery scent. And then I really like Best in Snow and Slate All Day. So I am really excited to get some of these bars in when they're available, get warming them, and see what I think. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.